Hello, I'm your host, Nitro. Really should be making a few more videos than this 9. And today, after what feels like a long time, I'm really sorry, it's happened again. We're back in my lovely Minecraft world, back in Dunzukin Castle. Yes, and I'm a bit sorry for the absence. And as you can see, I went on a long and perilous journey to bring back some cherry wood, and it is now conquered Dunzukin. Dunzukin is now covered in pink. Hang on, what's this at the Wildlands? Some nefarious construction going on there at the Wildlands, but that's not to trouble us today. Today we are heading over to yes, out past the Dandelion Guest House, out past the Big Ziggy, and all these new lovely cherry trees that have conquered Dunzukin. Out to where I'm building a new village. Oh, hello bee. And as you can see, I collected some of the ground flowers from the biome to just spruce up Dunzukin Garden just a little. And what a lovely view we have, but that is not today's focus. Let's go over here to it's quite a long way actually. Here's our tent over here. This is where we'll be staying when we're working on the village. And we've got some horses here. We've got this white one I found in the future construction site, and Ashes. But they're both very fast horses. So this horse here is a very fast horse, hopefully. But we tame them just to make sure they don't despawn real quick. Yeah, so a nice fast horse. Let's just tame them in this little holding pen. Yeah, when I breed horses, I use whatever holding pen I can get, even if... Yes. And let's take the saddle from this white horse here to give our newly bred friend a test drive. I thought I'd bring horses because... I don't think they're as fast as their parents. Is speed not genetic? No, I thought I'd bring a horse with me to the new village because it's quite a large area. I don't want to be. No, I'm sorry, young horse. I think this is a white horse here who spawned within the future village area. It is quite spectacularly fast. Yeah, look at that. If we ever do horse racing in Dunzukin, I'm riding this one. But yeah, today we make a start. I've got some foundations here. We make a start on this village / town / city, depending on how it turns out. Since the villagers I've got in what was the village of the cured, but now is the village of the village of Wiglass can't keep it in his pants. It's now very overpopulated, and I'm going to have to transfer some villagers to here. I want to make it high density living, but still good quality of life living. And I want to use some of this new cherry wood. So let's start with a pink house. And our chests are full of materials here, including a lot of saplings. It seems that cherry trees do drop a lot of saplings. And some stripped logs here for timber framing. And I was hoping to make the ground floor a different colour, and then have the upper floors sort of Tudor style. The ground floors like clay walls, the upper floors are wooden like timber. But the whole thing will be nope. Come on, let me through the gate, horses. Thank you. So other white horses wandered away. You stay here in case we need you. But this is where our first house is going to be. This birch is just temporary. I'm gonna put the corners for our first floor first. Use the axe to get rid of the placeholder birch. Yes, yes, hello, white horse. Let's put some cherry... No, some cherry wood. Yeah, yes, this terracotta... Done it again. This terracotta comes from quite a long way away as well. I've been gathering a lot of resources and travelling far and wide to get everything we need for this village. And I've discovered villagers can use stairs, but the stairs have to be too wide, 2 blocks wide, to stop them from falling. So yes, these houses will have multiple floors. They'll be sort of blocks of flats, really. The ethos for this: high density living, but still good living, because the houses in the village of the Cured aren't particularly efficient. Okay, let's use cherry wood for the floor. I might have to go back and make more shovels eventually, but I hope this shovel will do the floor here. And it's starting to get dark already. Luckily we have the tent so close by. No, as I was saying, I haven't uploaded now in 12 days. My last upload was a day in the park 2. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. The reason being, real life update. As I explained last time, I've recently graduated, and my plan was to go immediately into post-grad. But I left my post-grad applications really late because I've had so unfortunate health this year. So I left my post-grad application really late, and now the only places that will take me are not so good on the league tables. University ranking isn't something that matters to me personally. I care more about the quality of the course really than... lost block chicken there. I care more about the quality of the course I'm taking than rankings, but unfortunately it is something employers care about, and I'm already taking creative writing, so I want to do a job that's not McDonald's sometime in my life. So I got cold feet on the course I was applying to, and my plan now is to take a gap year and to work during my gap year and write and develop personally, and then apply to hopefully a more prestigious uni. Not that much more prestigious, but prestigious enough to get a job when I graduate. Yeah, that's enough. Prestigious enough to make something of my life. So I'm currently searching for a job, and boy is it actually quite hard. I thought, naive, good-hearted person that I am, that when they don't want you, they'd have the pleasure, like they'd have the politeness to own up to the fact that they don't want you and would email you to tell you so. But no, they just ghost you, which is a bit annoying. If I do get a job, or when I do get a job, I probably won't talk about it as freely as I used to talk about my uni experiences, just for professionalism's sake. Because I do intend to get a job and keep it. There. Oh, I've just realised, bright pink. We've accidentally mimicked the theme of the new Barbie movie. I haven't seen it yet. I have heard it is very good, but I'm planning to see it next week. I'm planning to go with my brother. I don't know, as someone who grew up as someone who was like a fat, ugly, lumpy child, I grew up with a sort of animosity towards Barbie, you know what I mean? Like ugly girl animosity. And thinking, oh, Barbie promotes unhealthy body images. She's too thin and she's too blonde and stuff like that. But I recently realised, it was explained to me, that the whole Barbie body image thing, her being quote-unquote too skinny, was sort of like an accident, and larger bodied dolls, young girls aren't particularly dexterous, the target audience of Barbie. they're not particularly dexterous, and the reason Barbie has such unrealistically thin proportions is because otherwise little girls wouldn't be able to sort of dress her. So she's made basically so clothes just slip on and off her easily, unlike real people. So I think hang on, this is not symmetrical. Well, I'm not taking it all down now. This is just gonna have to be. It's just gonna have to be a bit of a. You can put the staircase here, so to make up for the lack of being symmetrical. No, yeah, I think the whole film has warmed me towards Barbie. I had a Barbie as a kid. I had. We didn't have much money when I was a kid, the family, but I still had a Barbie. I had the swimming pool Barbie, who came with like a tiny little pool, like a paddling pool, but for dolls, basically. I'd have it in the garden, and my Barbie would sit in the pool, along with my brother's toy trains, and Barbie would have pool days with Thomas the Tank Engine. That was a thing in our family. Like the whole sort of gendered toys thing. My parents were never really restrictive on what toys we could have, but it just happened a little bit anyway. I'd get girl toys, my brother would get boy toys, but we'd realise this was happening and basically like pool our toy resources together, essentially, and play with all our toys at the same time in one big both genders mess. I remember all my Littlest Pet Shop bobbleheads hanging out in my brother's Thomas the Tank Engine Mine Adventure playset that had all the little niches in the wall of the mine where we were supposed to put your toy trains, but it ended up being little dog houses for my Littlest Pet Shops. Are they might be worth some money now. The original 2008 ones. And I need some more stairs. But they've been in the shed for about a decade now, so I'm not sure what condition they're in, and to be honest, it might upset me too much to look. Actually, this staircase. Villagers are not players. They don't have the smartest AI. We might have to change this staircase to make it more accessible. I wish I had a villager on hand to test, but they've not come over yet because it's such a faff to move them any great distance. I think it took me like 2 hours to move the Wiglaf and the Drigglesburg. There we go. The original 2 villagers over to Dunzukin, and when I moved the first few settlers from the village of the Cures to here, it will be an ordeal that I would hopefully like to do off camera. Looking very pink. I think I do have some glass back at the... No, whoops. I'll put the pink stairs away to avoid too many Butterfingers accidents. Oh. No, I think from the way I've talked about my childhood, you could probably assume I was one of those not like the other girls, which I think is true to an extent. But to be honest, I have a problem with that whole thing, like they're not like the other girls thing, because I don't know, as someone who grew up sort of who is like boyish and uncoordinated through no fault of my own. They're not like the other girls, like teasing girls for being quote unquote not like the other girls is sort of, it's always been a bit hurtful to me. because when I grew up, it was always feminine girls bullying unfeminine girls, and unfeminine girls being bullies to feminine girls. It was not how I experienced things. And like, so you see on Reddit, r/not like the other girls, and it seems like having your cake and eating it too, of picking on the awkward girls. You're picking on them for being awkward, and then picking on them for sort of taking pride in their awkwardness. I hear a spider. Still the Barbie movie. I'm just quite excited to see it. I've tried to avoid spoilers. Spoilers don't usually ruin my enjoyment. Where is that spider? No, spoilers don't generally ruin my enjoyment of things, but I've tried to avoid spoilers anyway. But I've heard there is some pretty heavy heavy as they're allowed to do in Hollywood feminist messaging, which excites me as a feminist. I went through a phase, I think, sort of growing up in the late 2010s, and sort of being a woman and realizing all the bad stuff that happens to women in the world. And coinciding with the sort of atheist anti-SJW era, I was one of those obnoxious people who became a quote-unquote anti-feminist just because I didn't want to believe that these bad things would happen to me. And then I think in the last few years, part of it was uni, part of it was doing just a lot of growing up. I don't know. I'm definitely on the feminist side now. And very much so. There's our glass. Let's turn our glass into windows. Oh, caught a bit of. I was around an older relative's house, and they were channel surfing through the TV, and I caught a bit of Piers Morgan, on some weird channel, saying, "Oh, if a film for men treated women the way the Barbie film treats men, the feminists would be up in arms." And I just want to climb through the TV, sort of grab the shoulders of his ill-fitting suit, shake him and go, Mr. Morgan, Piers, most films do treat women like that. And it's nearly night. Can I sleep yet? Yes, I can sleep. I went to college for media production, and part of that was meeting people who worked in the industry. I met a guy who I think he worked on Father Ted, but he now directs TV adverts. And to show us working in the media, he showed us his CV as an example. And he's had to put Piers Morgan on there because he technically worked with Piers Morgan at some point, but his name is crossed out on his CV, which I sort of love. If I ever have to work with someone I dislike, well, then their name's getting crossed out on the old CV as well. Okay, so the lower floor is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've started using this 6-sided timber instead of the raw logs for timber framing. Otherwise you have the cut side, and unless you're doing it for effect, it kind of looks sort of ugly. Okay, I'm gonna put the terracotta away now. And make some more cherry logs. This building's gonna look really out of place at first, but all the buildings are gonna have many floors. I think this will probably have 3 or 4 floors. And I think I do have some wool, but Probably won't be working on interiors today. Another thing, I kind of miss being a media student. It's such easy work. Just sitting around editing videos all day. I mean, the filming days were a bit of a nightmare for an introvert like me, but otherwise, yeah, on one of, I took a course during one of my half-term holidays. That was where I met the director of Father Ted. I also met one of the guys who worked on Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. That was very good. So we had a Q&A with him, and one of the people in the class asked, "What do you think of Matt Pat?" And he had, it was so funny, he was like squirming in his seat, trying to say, I think, like, he desperately wanted to say something bad about Matt Pat, but knew he couldn't in a room full of impressionable teenagers. So he was as diplomatic as possible. I mean, I don't necessarily dislike the guy, but his media theories are a bit off base, let's say that. No, we do have enough. I'm gonna get some scaffolding. I think I have a barrel full of scaffolding somewhere. Where's that? Okay, I don't have scaffolding, but I have bamboo. And the wool's in here. I'll turn some of this white wool into string. What's the crafting recipe for scaffolding? Okay, right. Let's get rid of the search term. I thought it was spelt scaffolding. Do I not have enough bamboo on me? There's the scaffolding. Seem to be getting through a lot of food today. We'll scaffold from the inside and the outside. Ouch. That wasn't good. Okay, clumsy. Let's be more careful now. Okay. Yes, we need the stripped logs, that's what they're called, not the regular logs. Do you need to cut cut the trees down while you're stripping them to get the stripped wood? Or can you convert to stripped wood in a... Do we have any more stripped wood at the tent then? I remember when I made the gates here, I had to strip birch trees and then cut them down. Oh, we've got some more stripped wood. I have a feeling this larger village is going to be way harder to maintain in regards to defense than the very small village of the Cured. If you just compare how large this space is compared to the village of the Cured over here, which only requires, I think there's 3 golems in there right now. We've not lost one yet. I think this is going to have to require a full crew of iron golems. Okay. The stairs will have to be on this side, I think. These are gonna be some ugly looking houses. Oh, with all the windows in the wrong places, but the villagers will live in them. They're not discerning creatures. For the upper floors, let's just have the windows here. And this side will have to be the stair side. And we have to put, when we do the interiors, a fence railing here. So villagers who, let's say that there's several nuggets short of an ingot, villagers, so we don't want them to. Hang on, I'm gonna eat some food and see if you take full damage by falling down there. Yeah, villagers, several nuggets short of an ingot, we don't want them getting hurt. No, we can't have a window there either. Oh. Okay. Let's make some more stairs. Maybe for future houses, we'll make the plots a bit smaller, not smaller, larger, and leave more space between each one, so they can have external staircases and sort of balconies. Putting the ceiling in here. Look at that. No, actually the ceiling has to go... Sorry, I've made a mistake. The ceiling has to go here. Whoops. Butterfingers, but I say this all the time. Oh, you can see the watchtower over there. I don't think I've been there once since I built it. Yeah. And it's nearly night time again. Time sure does fly when you're playing Minecraft. No. Right way up, please. Thank you. We'll get to bed in a minute. Just install the stairs here. Yes. Could we just block this up? We could block it up temporarily, but it could make useful. Actually, let's just leave the staircase open here. Or can we leave it? Sorry, just experimenting. Leave it open there. So it's a tad more living space. You could put 2 extra beds in here. It could really fit to the whole population of the village of the cured, and this was just one house if we needed to. Oops. You know what I really wish that would be cool and save so much space? If the villagers could use the Ender Pearl elevators I have from that data pack I have from Vanilla Tweaks. It would be so useful. Because they could just jump up to the next floor. And by the way, the invasion of cherry trees is only temporary while I gather as much wood as I can for several projects. The village, and also, if you look over here, this tree stump looking circle, I plan to build a gigantic hollow cherry tree that you can basically live inside, and that will also have a tree house in its branches. You know how we heard a spider earlier? A persistent problem? That the canopies of these cherry trees are very dense. You can even walk along the top of them, and I think there's a lot of shadow in the shade of the canopy, and there's a few mobs down there. That's been a bit of an issue for me. How we're looking from the outside, very square and ugly and blocky, but the villagers won't care. They're not They're several blocks short of a stack. And I fell again. Okay, next floor. We might need some more stripped logs. And it might mean the end for my axe, but... And cherry trees seem to have a higher sapling drop rate than other species of tree. In my experience, cherries are the highest. Yes, 8's way more than 8. A lot of saplings for just that one tree. But jungle, in my experience, have the lowest sapling drop rate, which has been a problem and has meant I've had to go out and get more jungle saplings at various points. And I hear rattly old skelly bones. But come here, you fiend. And I do have the woodcutter data pack from Vanilla Tweaks that cuts trees down instantly. I know it's kind of cheating, but as I said way back in episode 1, my world, my rules. Yes, the thick canopies are providing ample hiding places for the creepy crawlies and all the naughty mobs. Which means once this village is actually starting to be inhabited, we're gonna have to cut back all these trees, have ample lighting, and just to keep the villagers as safe and happy as possible. Let's dump off some of these mob drops and sticks and dirt that we don't need. Back at the tent. That one has an arrow in. What happens to an arrow if you cut down the tree it's stuck in? It just falls and hits the ground. Imagine, could you use that as a death trap? In my words, say if you shot loads of arrows at the canopy of a tree and you cut down the log and the whole tree fell apart, would the arrow do damage? Basically indirect hitting damage. that's just thinking. As I was saying earlier about my quote unquote anti-feminist, anti-SJW phase. I don't know. For me, I was a quote unquote anti-feminist because, like, as a woman, it's more comforting to believe that bad things aren't happening to a creeper on the top floor of the house. That bad things aren't happening to women, and that the people who are talking about them are just being over dramatic. But like, sometimes I'm shocked when people connect with me said, oh yeah, I had an anti-feminist phase too, and they weren't like me trying to believe. I need to strip these logs. Oh, let's not bother. Not because they wanted to believe what's most comforting to them, but because they were genuine bigots. It's like, oh, all of a sudden we don't have similar experiences at all. These days, like, I feel in an awkward position. I don't want to talk about politics, not really. I feel like I'm in an awkward position because I consider myself a leftist, but all these people on BreadTube just suck. I just like these the people who are championing what I believe what I believe in to the young'uns. These whiny bunch of peeps, like, idiots. Oh, I like some of them. I like ContraPoints for the pageantry and the fashion. But I don't always agree with what she says. And we're 38 minutes in already. Hey, I'm wearing a glow squid head. Aww. I remember I was down in the caves diving for glow squid ink, and I think I got ahead, but my inventory was full, so I put it on just to keep it safe. Okay, so the staircase is going to have to be up here, so we only have one window on this side and one window on this side. I think I built this floor too short, but this is only the first house. This house is a learning experience. Can I collect those? Yes. Oh, I fell a little bit. And it's night time again. Should we make this the last floor? The top floor. It's our first house. We can just put the roof on. I plan to make the roof out of mangrove, which I've also been. And we might not even be able to have a window here. That's kind of sad. I plan to make the roof out of mangrove wood. Just to match the red of the first floor, basically. But, No, the window wouldn't work there. And we'll make this an attic floor, so some lucky villager, or maybe unlucky, depending on how you look at it, will have an attic bedroom. Oh, there's our horse. We're safe from mobs up here, aren't we? We should be good. Still have our clay, our terracotta with us. I cannot fall from up here, or I will just. Looks like an enderman down there, or I will just die. We'll have. Oops. We'll build triangles and put a window in them. There. Actually, this may not be tall enough to be used as an attic bedroom. We'll put a bed in it, and if the villagers use it, eventually they use it. And if they don't, they don't. I'm gonna build an internal roof thing from the inside, and then scaffolding up to the roof to put the actual mangrove stairs on the roof. And then our first house. We didn't put glass on the lower floors, or on the lower floor down there, or this floor, but we can do that real quick. Oh, I see the castle looks so small from this far away. Oh. Lot of rain. It always seems to rain in Dunzukin. Even when I'm not around it rains. My brother Wildcard was playing in our lovely server while I was just sitting around, and I could hear the rain as he was playing. I wonder if that's just the biome we live in, or if Minecraft worlds just some have more rain than others. Maybe the game knows we live in England, so it's just giving us what we're used to. I must say, it has been... Oh dear, I can't get back in now. I don't want to fall from this height. Yes, I must say it has been the colder July than I'm used to, but to be honest, I don't like baking heat, so I'm not ungrateful. How are we looking from the outside? Oh, the house is a bit of an eyesore. Oh, a baby zombie, no! I hate these guys. The terracotta away, and no room in there for saplings. Saplings are thick, yeah. All the stuff we don't quite need right at this moment away. Where's the mangrove wood? And let's make some logs, blocks and stairs. Oh, I think I've made too many stairs, but it's just the one roof. They could be used later. I'm sure I have scaffolding still, yes. Thought I'd forgot to bring the scaffolding there. I love Minecraft scaffolding. It really is a game changer. I need to be... Wait. I'm getting mixed up. I'm getting butterfingers. Okay. Should we give this house a name? What kind of name? The Pink and Red House. No, Cherry House? About... We could call it the Barbie House. But would I get copyright striked for naming something after something else? I like my channel, and I like my channel continuing to exist. So is there something that hints at the idea of Barbie and the idea of like pretty and pink, but without being copyright infringing? We could call it the Pretty Pink House. Oh no, that sounds really... Ooh, nearly broke the block I was standing on. That was almost a plummet to the death. Whoops, no. There. I do it, and I'm very careful. And on this side, when I have the time, I think I may come back, because when I do things on camera, I don't want to fall all the time and die potentially. But when I have the time, I think I will go back and neaten up this roof, because I'm not too happy with it, and maybe even neaten up the windows a bit. There. Let's go down to the ground and see how we did. And I hear the call of a distant zombler. Yay! Well, it's not the most beautiful house in the world, but I'm sure the villagers who will come to live there will learn to love it anyway. Let's make a sign. Let's put a sign up on the door. Let's call it... What did we say we were going to call it? Pretty Pink House. First house in town. Yeah, it fits very nicely on the sign. And we'll put in a door, put in some internal lighting, and we'll call it a day. Because I don't feel like doing an interior today. We're going to need loads of beds and loads of workstations. Put in a door, and I have loads of torches with me. But with these nice windows, at least on the lower floor, we have a lot of natural light. So I wonder how many villagers could... Let's put beds in. Let's not do workstations yet. We don't want to We don't want to micromanage the careers of villagers who aren't even born yet, but we'll put beds in just to get an idea of how many villagers could comfortably live in this building. Comfortably, I don't want to just have row upon row of beds and miserable villagers, but I mean, they may just be Minecraft villagers, pixels on a screen. I don't want them to be unhappy. Do we have any pink wool? Don't have much pink wool. Some magenta beds as well. And beds don't stack. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 beds. Yeah, bed right near the window feels a little exposed. Yeah, it does feel exposed. We can have a workstation here, a bed here, and then maybe use some interior decorating to make it feel a bit more contained and comfortable. And then let's see how much space we have to make a little bed nook under here. We really put 2 beds in here. Yeah, we could put a double bed in here, and a bedside table there when we come to do the interior. So 3 villagers could live on this floor. And put another double bed in here. Already 5 villagers in one building. And there's no other room really to put more beds in here. Let's go and make some magenta beds, and I think we've got white walls, so a couple of white beds. Yes, and we'll see how many villagers can live in this one building. If indeed the online article I read is right, and they can use 2 wide stairs. Magenta beds. Let's make a few white ones for good measure. It's so ugly with the missing window there. Oh, the perils of city life. This is not going to be a town of architecture. Maybe my building skills will improve one day. There's 3 villagers living on this floor. 2 on this floor. Put 2 double beds and a single bed. There. 3 on this floor. The next floor's the attic. So we're not having villagers. Ooh, they are going to be able to get up here, I hope. Should we delete the interior? Oh, nope, didn't mean to delete the stairs. Whoops, sorry. Stairs. Let's put the stair back in. Get right to the top. Oh dear. Okay. Oh dear. Let's jump down into the trees and jump down to the ground. Ooh. Ouch. Oops. There. Oh yes, we'll delete the interior cladding from the attic to fix the potential problem of villagers not being able to get up there. The villager AI is really fascinating. I wish I knew more about it. Because of the whole how their little villager brains define what a village is, and how they define the perimeter of the village and the maximum size of a village, and it's all very interesting. They're probably the most psychologically. They've got the most going on. So I hope this. Because I didn't know what I was doing when I built the village of the cured. I just sort of. And it's nearly night again. We might have to spend a night in the pretty pink house. don't know, I didn't really know what I was doing when I built Village of the Cured. So I hope the game and the village AI classes it as a village. But the villagers have been like making a lot of villager babies. So how do we fit 3 beds in here comfortably? 1, 2. Not gonna be smashed, but let's make a double bed here. There. So this is dense living, but I don't like the non-symmetry. Let's make another white bed. I only want 1 bed, thank you. And then we'll go to sleep. These are gonna need some interiors to look nice. Oof. There. Let's test this bed out. Oh yes, very comfy for our future villager friends. Oh, and a very nice view, I must say, of the cherry trees and the castle. Dunzukin, once this village is started, Dunzukin will be a proper little country. And with a lot of, we might have to build a Dunzukin parliament, or maybe elect one of the villagers as a mayor. It's like, I don't want to be queen of Dunzukin. And we'll end today's episode here at the tent, our home for the time being. And trying to get out of the tent in third person mode. Let's take the head off, the squid head off. Yes, hello, that's better. You can see my face now. I have been your host, Nitr09, building our very lovely pink house in the start of our villager building, or our village building thing. Our village building project, there we go. I have been your host, Nitr09. This has been my cozy Minecraft world, and I hope to see you soon, and not in 12 days. Check out my 10th anniversary video from a while ago, and comment if you would like to.